Here with head women's basketball coach Chris Minner after his team's 76-63 win over IU East for your third straight win. Coach, what about your team's performance today?
I thought defensively it was one of our best efforts for 37 minutes till the end, but I thought we controlled the tempo. I thought we made it very difficult for them to get shots off because we knew they were a pretty good three-point shooting team. I really thought even when they scored they had to work really hard for it, and I thought that really broke them down when we got our 25-point lead in the fourth.
Yeah, and you forced, you talk about that defensive performance, you held them to 39% overall, and you forced 25 turnovers, 33-14 edge and points off turnovers. That's usually about the style you want to play, right?
Yeah, especially in this matchup. We felt like last year, we watched both games. When they beat us here last year, we had 25 turnovers, they had 21. When we beat them in the semifinals, they had 20 turnovers, we only had 10. And I felt like with our athleticism this year, we could really man them up and get after them and get them off that three-point line because they like to go 4 out, 1 in. And to be honest, our defense has been pretty consistent in its effort, and now our rotations are getting better. And we're also, my whole team's here. I mean, we won 3 games in a row with my whole team, and those are only 3 games we played with my whole team. So it makes a difference. I just thought that I really liked our defensive intensity and pressure. I know there was a couple breakdowns, but for the most part, we dictated the tempo of the game.
Yeah, and then you get up by 25, and then they end up making it closer than what it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just something that you guys have got to get better on in closing out games.
And I subbed a little bit. That was my fault. And I told the girls that was my fault. It's hard when you attack, and then all of a sudden, with a 8 or 10 point lead in other games with 4 minutes to go, how do you still keep that attack mode but still take time off the clock? So, that was my fault because we haven't done that enough in practice. And so we're gonna work on understanding. Again, I play a lot of freshmen and sophomores, so they're learning. At least now we're not choking leads away in the fourth quarter. We're actually expanding them until the last 3 minutes. But that's my fault. I gotta keep their attack mentality, but also, hey, let's use the clock unless it's an uncontested layup. And that's just something that we have to talk about in practice. It's difficult when you always go, and all of a sudden you want to slow up and still have that go mentality, but just take a little more time.
Yeah, and speaking of expanding that lead, Aaliyah Mucker today, 7 of 12 from 3, 21 points. I mean, that's what you'd like to see from Aaliyah. Am I right?
It is, and she's been working hard. She's coming off that ankle injury, and I think she feels good now with her health. But we shoot a lot, and the last thing that always happens every year, the last part of your team that improves is game shooting. And this is our 10th game, and we're starting to shoot better. So that's coming, and I think she's getting confidence, and that's what makes our team good. Is somebody else didn't shoot well, and Aaliyah stepped up, and we're deep. We just have to maintain and continue to get better, and continue to stay healthy. But defensively, we've been pretty consistent all year. It's just offensively, sometimes we're inconsistent, but for 37 minutes we were pretty consistent today, and I think they just got tired. They knew the game was over, and I subbed down, but I got to do better of teaching them how to still be aggressive and use the clock.
Yeah, and speaking of big-time performances, Desiree White looked like the old Desiree White today.
She did.
26 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists, and that's Desi White right there.
When she wants to play, she's the best player in the conference, and I know there's a couple other players that are pretty good, but between her inside game and her outside game and her defense and her rebounding, when she wants to play, she's the best player in the conference. And she's been real consistent with her effort the last 2 or 3 weeks and focus. And so hopefully, that one conference loss we had might have woke our team up a little bit. But I think also the key is that we have everybody here because the person who was not here was her sub. And so now she can rest a little bit. Like she only played 32 minutes a day. That's pretty good. I mean, she got 8 minutes of rest. And so I'm real pleased with their defensive effort. I'm real pleased with how we shot the ball from the outside. No game is perfect, but it doesn't have to be. I just think we're getting better. I think we're getting better, and I think we still have some challenging games over the next couple of weeks, but we're just getting better. And I just have to do a better job of coaching them at the end.
Yeah, so you get this win, you now get to 500, but more importantly, you're 4-1 in conference play. You're now done with conference games until 2023 January.
Free throw away from being 5-0.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So now you step out of conference play. You got a busy week next week with 3 games, but but 3 winnable games. I think you would.
3 winnable
I think you would
games
say.
at home, and our schedule is so tough. We play so many games on the road. Some of these games got moved a little bit. Some of them are supposed to be earlier, but that's okay. It's 3 home games, 3 games for us to continue to improve before we go on a break, and hopefully go on a break with some momentum and some wins, which always helps. And then we come back with a tough road trip, but then we go to Pittsburgh after that. And so our RPI should be pretty good. Our strength of schedule should be pretty good. But more importantly than that, we're starting to play better, and we're starting to shoot better. And another key was Allison Callahan was in the stand, so I think that helped us shoot better.
Good luck charm. Good luck.
Good
charm.
luck charm was in the stands.
Yeah, I went up to her and asked her if she had any eligibility left. Unfortunately, I think she's used it all, Coach. I tried. We
Great
tried.
player. What a great player.
She was. Yes, she was. All right, Coach. Congrats on the win today, and good
Thank
luck
you.
next week.
All right.